What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to WizzyWay for the $5 donation via the Cash App. He leaves a note saying, a tip for Bud getting fired. Laughing emoji, laughing emoji. Yeah, it was needed, man. It was time. It was time. I know some people are like, well, he won a championship, so why was he fired? But then again, remember, Frank Vogel was fired, less than 2 years after he won a championship? So, sometimes there's other things going on, man, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton during that run, and Drew Holiday stepped up, but especially Giannis in that finals. They overcame Bud's mediocre coaching. And, in all honesty, Monty Williams got out-coached in that series. He did not double Giannis, and you can't do that. If you don't double Giannis in a series, and he's healthy, or he's, relatively healthy, he's going to average 35 to 40 points a game. So, anyway, like I said, I hope that they get Nate McMillan or something like that. But anyway, on ESPN First Take, Stephen A. Smith said something that got a lot of people upset. Well, ridiculous. And that is that if Stephen Curry wins his 5th NBA championship, then he would seriously consider having to replace LeBron James with Steph Curry on his Mount Rushmore. All right? Now, I believe his Mount Rushmore, is Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, and Bill Russell. Right? I believe that's his Mount Rushmore. Me personally, I would replace Bill Russell with Wilt, but it is what it is. My only thing I don't understand about Stephen A. Smith's take is that he's been on the record as saying that he thought that LeBron is the second greatest player to ever play the game. So why would Steph replace LeBron on his list if he thinks LeBron is the second greatest player? Wouldn't he have to replace maybe Bill Russell? But then he says you can't do that, and you can't remove Kareem, but you got LeBron ahead of those guys historically. So I don't understand how he's ranking it. However, I don't have LeBron James as the second greatest player of all time. I don't even have LeBron in my top 5. My top 5 is Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and then Kobe Bryant. That's my top 5. LeBron is number 6, Bird is 7th, and so forth and so on. Now, right now, Steph Curry is knocking on the door of my top 10. He's knocking on the door. If he were to win a championship this year, he has to crack my top 10 at that point. Now, you can say LeBron's resume is more impressive, but I've said that all the time about Wilt Chamberlain. He may have the most impressive resume, along with Kareem, we've ever seen. LeBron's resume is very impressive, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be better than somebody. Jordan's, for the time that he played, is the most impressive, as far as basically only playing really 13 seasons. But anyway, aside from that, I could see a definite argument to replace LeBron with Steph. Especially when you start looking at who's been the most influential player over the past 10 years. Who's been more dominant as far as winning championships? Who is the real true face of the league, meaning the ratings cash cow. It all signs point to Steph Curry, whose game has influenced players that come behind him more, whose game has pushed the trend for three-point shooting more than anybody other than Steph Curry. Now, I do maintain that the trend didn't start with Steph. It started with analytics. But he further popularized the change because he showed that, along with Klay Thompson, it can be successful building your team around guys who are primarily perimeter scorers. Although Steph has added so many different components to his game now that he's not just purely an outside shooter. In some ways, he never really was. But anyway, yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see putting Steph ahead of LeBron James if he wins another championship. 5 championships, a far better win percentage in the finals. I mean, people could say, well, LeBron's been to 10, and if they go to the finals again, Steph's only been to 7. But hell, Jerry West went to 9, right? Only won once. So does Jerry West get credit for going to 9 finals? Most people don't do that. Does Elgin Baylor get credit for going to 8 NBA finals? Nope. Didn't win one of them. So he doesn't get any credit. So at the end of the day, yeah, I could see Steph rising ahead of LeBron James in some people's minds. And in my mind, if he wins another championship, at least he's right there. I know that much. He's right there. Now, the media, of course, are not going to agree with that. They're going to say LeBron's resume, his stats, blah, 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 right? But then if I put up Will Chamberlain's stats, oh, well, you know, he played against a bunch of firemen and 6'4" midget, little people. And, be careful how I suck it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they're always moving the goalposts. So anyway, tell me what you guys think. Because at the end of the day, I don't think the media is going to be the mainstream sports media, I don't think that they're going to be really fair with this. They're always going to try to put Steph as secondary to LeBron James.